Troy Williamson defends his British Super Welterweight Championship against the pretty boy Josh Kelly. Who wins? Find out Friday, December the 2nd, 9 p.m, live and free on Channel 5.
I'm going to share something with you that might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.
This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Last time I saw Alex Krassyuk was in Saudi Arabia. We're now at Tottenham Hotspur. A lot's happened since then. How's life, Alex?
All good, thanks God. We are on the way, we're on the track. Ukraine is supposed to win the war very soon, as well as Ukrainian fighters. So, all good. Happy to be back in London.
Absolutely. Before we talk about Alexander Usyk, of course, you've done a deal with BT Sport and Queensbury to get your guy on against Ivan Mendy in a European lightweight title fight. Just talk to me about Berinchyk. Obviously, UK fans might not be familiar with him, so what can we expect from him this Saturday night?
Yeah, so first of all, the main reason for him fighting here is to introduce him to the English fans. Why it's important? Because Berinchyk is the part of that dream team, Ukrainian Olympic 2012, when he ended up with silver medal here in his division. And since that time, he was in one row with Lomachenko, with Usyk, fighting for the world crown, but he wasn't that lucky, and now he got his chance and to show his charisma, to show his boxing skills, how good he is. Well, he's not that young, but it doesn't mean he's not capable of doing some big things in boxing. That's why he's fighting on Saturday night here with a really decent opponent. I can't call him even an opponent, he's just an opposition. Because the fight will not be just for the EBU title, it's going to be also for the WBO International, where Berinchyk is the champ. So it's an important fight and probably most intriguing fight out of the main card.
Of course, UK fight fans are familiar with Mendy over that 2 fights he had with Luke Campbell, and we saw what a talent Mendy is. So I'm sure you're expecting a good fight this Saturday night.
That's absolutely correct. We're expecting a huge, a difficult fight for Berinchyk, because the guy knows how to fight. He's experienced. He never lost within the distance. He's been never KO'd. He has great career behind him. Though he's 37, he's just well experienced. We see how good Berinchyk is. That's why we love the fights with proper matchmaking.
Definitely. Seen on social media as well, he's a bit of a character, isn't he? Your guy, I saw his ring walk, one of his ring walks.
His ring walks walk in front of him normally. He's been a prisoner, he's been Hulk, Mario brother. He was riding a motorcycle to the ring, he was riding a horse to the ring. Last time, I think the paramedics were carrying him to the ring. So he's a great master. This time, as long as he's not the main event, we're not expecting to be that huge, but it's still he prepared something special for his ring walk.
Well, someone who is going to have a huge ring walk this Saturday night is Tyson Fury. He loves a good ring walk. Alex, let's go back to Saudi Arabia. Your guy, Alexander Usyk, after beating Anthony Joshua for the second time, jumped on the mic and said, the fight I want is the Undisputed with Tyson Fury. So why didn't we get that in December, from your opinion?
It's very simple. We had the plan to first fight with Anthony Joshua on July 21st, and to end the year with the Undisputed fight in December, late December. As long as the fight was shifted for 1 month, the plan was ruined, so Usyk needed 1 more month for recovery. It's just a shift, there's nothing else behind it. So that's why we asked for that month, and as long as next month is January, which is not really appropriate time for boxing, it was moved to February. Very simple, nothing, no conspiracy behind it.
Okay. So should Tyson Fury beat Derek Chisora this Saturday night, you're saying February is the target in Saudi Arabia?
Yes, we have a, let's say, working date of February 18th, depending on how the match ends this Saturday. If Tyson Fury is okay, if he doesn't get injured from Chisora, which might be a really dangerous opponent for him, especially on the injuries. If he's okay and if he gives his consent actually to fight for the Undisputed, if he's not afraid to lose his title, then we're going to have a big match, the biggest match of all times in heavyweights.
You said February 18th there. What's the last date Alexander's willing to go? Does it push into March?
There's a time slot between February 18th and March the 4th, which is any date is acceptable. I mean, any Saturday is acceptable for Usyk. But it's all a matter for Tyson Fury. We have everyone on board. Queensberry is in, K2 is in, Usyk team is in, Usyk himself is in. So only one man, tall gypsy man, is pending.
Is it going to be Saudi Arabia, Alex?
Most likely, yes. But if it's even if it's not, then we are ready to face him in any place in the world. So that's a huge fight. That's a global fight. If it happens in the UK, it might be a massive event. If it doesn't take place here, it might take place in the Middle East. I'm sure that we won't have any troubles in marketing this fight anywhere in the world.
Definitely not. I remember speaking to Frank Warren and George Warren a couple of days after I got back from Saudi Arabia when Usyk beat Joshua for the second time. And they were saying essentially the terms aren't going to be a problem. Everything's essentially agreed. So how comes that got done so quickly, in your opinion?
It's very simple. We agreed everything long before. So it was agreed even before the first fight with AJ. So it's an open cards game. I mean, everything is on the table. All the conditions, everything actually very transparent. So the only way, that's the only way to make that big fight, when everyone knows the truth. So I don't see any reason why this fight shouldn't take place. Any objective reason. Maybe it might be something personal from Tyson, because we used to read his tweets that he gonna retire for the 5th time already. He gonna fight AJ, he gonna fight George Joyce or maybe Dubois, or he can make a shadow fight. I don't know. It's up to him. But he is in front of the biggest chance of his career. Biggest chance because the man. It's going to be the first time in the history of boxing, the undisputed heavyweight with the 4 belts in the 4 belts era. It never happened before. This is definitely the Hall of Fame stuff. It's a history in the making. So you can't just you can't excuse yourself for retiring or whatever. If you are a man, if you have balls, you have to make this for heritage, for glory. It's not about money, it's not about boxing, it's about heritage and glory.
When I interviewed Tyson on Tuesday this week, he said that Alexander refused a $65 million offer to fight him. Can you make comment on that, please?
I also read from Tyson Fury that he's not going to pay IBF the sanction fees. I think he's a big expert in some ring actions, but he's not good at promoting or boxing business. That's why sometimes we hear some awkward things from a fighter who doesn't understand the nature of sports, the nature of the industry. That's why probably he mentioned it. Usyk never refused an offer. He has legally binded for the Undisputed. That's why there was no chance, and there is no chance. The only thing I can comment on turning down the offer was happened 1 year ago when Tyson Fury was offered the Undisputed before taking his mandatory with Dillian Whyte, and we had Dillian Whyte and AJ giving their consent to step aside and letting the big fight go, and we didn't receive Fury's consent, so he didn't want to fight for the Undisputed 1 year ago. So we hope he changed his mind, and we really expect, the whole world gonna expect him to give his consent and to step into the ring with Usyk for the Undisputed.
Is Usyk coming this Saturday?
Yes.
Okay. Again, when I interviewed Tyson on Tuesday, he said he's going to slap Usyk in the mouth.
You know what? If that would be so easy to slap Usyk, he wouldn't be here as the guest with 3 belts. That's I don't think it's gonna be a scary thing for Usyk, because Tyson is not that fast to slap Usyk.
Listen, Alex Krassyuk, appreciate your time on IFL TV as always. Enjoy your time in London. And yes, if Tyson does come through this Saturday night, hopefully we are flying to Saudi Arabia in February or March for that Undisputed fight. Thank you for your time and speak soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Midnight on Channel 5. Troy Williamson defends his British Super Welterweight Championship against the pretty boy Josh Kelly. Who wins? Find out Friday, December the 2nd, 9 p.m, live and free on Channel 5.
I'm gonna share something with you that might put me in a very negative light. Yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife and saying completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.